Hello, I am excited to go live today. I am doing a quick couple meals, but I'm actually just going to do the marinade for one. I'll tell you what that meal is. It's going to be a tofu, crispy tofu, creamy garlic. Excuse me, I got a couple recipes in my head. It's going to be a tofu, crispy tofu, and it's going to be a creamy rosemary garlic with a little splash of lemon in there. So this will be my first time making that actual recipe. I think I got my glasses on so I can see, but I'm going to make some spring roll rice papers. That's, excuse me, rice paper spring rolls. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be making those. So I'm on a couple devices here, and so I'm recording to like 4 different places. So hello, hey, Barry, how are you? So I'm going to go ahead and drop my noodles in. The water is already boiling over there, and then I'm going to come back and make this marinade because this recipe, I have to marinate the tofu for an hour. And it'll be my first time doing it. So I'm excited. Okay, so drop those noodles in there. I love these Japanese noodles. They are pretty good. Danzai noodles. I used them before. They are vegan. I used them in another recipe that I did. And I got those over there boiling. And just going to drop these back in here for safekeeping because I use these all the time. I've got different ones. And let's just go for it. So this is a new recipe I'm doing. It's a vegan crispy tofu with lemon dill cream sauce. So I've been pressing my tofu since yesterday, and you see there's even more water. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna come a little closer. I don't know if you can see that even more water. I pressed it good yesterday, and there's still even more water. I've been pressing it for a little bit. I love this presser. I was using just like my penny collector, my extra penny collector, and yeah, so I was using that, and then it just was too much. So I just went on and bought this. This is pretty simple and easy. It has a little opening here that allows me to pour the extra liquid out. So I'm going to do that so you can just see it right here. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. I'm going to hold it up so everybody can see it. This is pretty cool. The other way I was doing it actually was very tedious. I am not going to lie. Hey, Edward, how are you? Hey, Barry and Edward. So good to see you guys. I am trying to prep for the week, so that's how I use that tofu presser. I think that's pretty cool. Let me rinse that back out. I always keep some water over to the side because I'm constantly cooking and cleaning at the same time. So I'm going to do my marinade for that tofu. This recipe I've never done before, so I'm looking down at it at the same time. But it seems pretty simple. You know, I like recipes that are simple ingredients. I try to stick to like 5 ingredients. And that is what I'm doing with this one. So it calls for a cup of vegetable broth. So I always keep vegetable broth in my house. You just never know. I make my own too, especially if I'm doing a lot of recipes that call for vegetables. I keep the scraps. Yep, just pour that right in there. It's per recipe. And I just buy these when they're on sale. That's my thing. I just grab everything while it's on sale. I'm going to go ahead and chop my lemon here. I also went and bought some lemons. Lately, I have not been buying lemons too far in advance because they seem to want to go bad a lot faster. So I don't want my stuff to be wasted. So I just squeeze it. It's a 4th cup of lemon. I'm going to follow this recipe because I've never done it before. So I'm the kind that if I've never done something before, I just go ahead and follow it. And then once I make it, then I can see how I want to tweak it. So if you're like that, I would definitely suggest that you try it like that. But if you know, I'm definitely not my mother-in-law. She can cook anything and with her eyes closed and it turns out perfect. I am not that way. So there we go. Perfect. I didn't get all of that juice out of there, but it seems like that's all I need. So just a 4th cup of fresh lemon juice. But I just buy the lemons as I need it. Let's see what else the broth calls for. The marinade calls for olive oil and some salt. So it said 2 tablespoons of salt. So I just want to make sure because I can be extra with the salt. So I use sea salt. You can use whatever you want. Pink Himalayan, whatever you like. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do 2. That's 1. So that's just 1 because I'm using a half here. So I'm going to, there we go. And 1 more. So that makes it 2. Perfect. Let's see any more comments there. I've got 2 different devices. So the one on my phone is to Twitch. So I am trying to see that, but it's kind of tiny. But I will definitely answer if I can see it. The olive oil is asking for just 2 tablespoons. That was my tablespoon. I knew there was a tablespoon in there somewhere. So here's the olive oil. I just have an extra virgin. I keep olive oil in the house as well. I have different kind of oils. It just depends on what I'm baking or cooking. And yes, I did not change. I had service today, so I just kept on what I had on, and that's what I'm doing. Good thing this is just for me. Okay, I'm gonna clean that off. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just wipe that off. Don't want that to get sticky. Perfect. Okay. Great. Live TV. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stir this around and just mix that up a little bit. And it's just vegetable broth, olive oil, little salt, and some lemon juice. And it looks the way you would think that it looks. I mean, nothing special here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is let this marinate for an hour, it says, or longer. I prefer to marinate my stuff overnight. I don't really have time to do that today, so because we're going to eat this tonight. So I'm going to take out, let me just make sure there's no more water in this. Yep, there's even more. If you're like me, I do not like tofu. That is, it's just a little bit. I pressed this yesterday, and I pressed this yesterday, and I pressed it again today just to kind of. So I just got this presser for the first time. So I love it because you can just pull this right out, just like that. And it opens up. I can chop right on here if I want. It has a cheesecloth as well too. But I'm just gonna flip that out over like that. And put this over here and let this get washed out. There we go. Okay, so my marinade is sitting there. So it's asking that you cut it up into triangles. I really don't care. It's more for the look from the recipe, but I really honestly don't care. But what I do care about on my tofu is that I like it thin. I do not like thick tofu, so I'm going to slice this block in half. I do not like thick tofu. I just have a texture issue. There we go. Perfect. So now we have our tofu split in half. So you can cut it into pretty triangles if you want. I'm just going to do blocks because it's just not that serious for me. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't get a triangle if I tried to cut it. So I am just going to do squares and call it a day. Check on my noodles. They are boiling good back there because that is what's going on. And that's what's going to go inside of our rice paper. So this is it. Gonna bring this marinade back, and it wants you just to drop these in here and let them just soak for about an hour. So that is what I am going to do. Put those in there. Make sure they get all inside of there. There we go. I may put that in another one because I think that needs to be flatter. Let me come in here and get another container because I want it to be a lot flatter so everything can soak. There we go. Good to have different Tupperwares. So I'm going to just take this and layer it flat. This bowl was kind of round, so I don't want anything not to get enough marinade in it. And I think that would have happened if I would have just left it in this bowl. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And take this and just pour this over. Good. Still could stand a little bit more. So I'm going to pour a little bit more vegetable. There we go. And I've got another one. So I think I'm going to put, because I want this fully submerged. Oh, it did it. Okay. There we go. Perfect. That's all I needed. Put this top back on here. This is going in the fridge. Let me take this hand and put it in the soapy water. Perfect. Okay. So this is gonna go away for an hour in the refrigerator, and I've got more tofu because I'm gonna make some more stuff, but that is what we're gonna do with that. Let me just wipe my board off and wipe my knife off. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you those spring rolls. There we go. Perfect. Told you I like to clean as I go. Okay. Perfect. Got that. Okay. Now the noodles are boiling back here. Let me just check them. They look good to me. And somebody showed me a trick. I don't know if you knew about it, but I saw it on social media. And you take a colander and you actually stick it on top of the pot and pour your water out with that. Who would have known? I never, ever thought of that. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I always run into, I wish I could show y'all this on the camera. I probably should have put my camera over here next time. But this is so cool. It makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier. Oh my goodness. I tell you, okay, so that way you don't have to have another pot and try to put everything and then flip this back around and then burn yourself or the water. I mean, it's just a lot easier to do it this way. Perfect. Okay. Noodles are done. Great. So I've got my spinach here. Fresh spinach. There we go. Let me check this and make sure I didn't miss any. Okay, missed a couple, but I couldn't see my phone. So I've got my spinach here. We're gonna layer the spinach. I've got my carrots and cucumber. So let me grab my knife, and I got my rice paper here. I don't know how many people have ever done rice paper noodles, but they are so cool. I love using those. And I just like any vegetable. You can put fruit in it. You can put, I mean, anything you want inside of these. I usually order them out, and then one day I was like, you know what, I think you can make these. So I did, and it was a trial and error trying to get the rice paper. It kept crumbling back up on me. There are a couple easy ways to do it, like a wet paper towel underneath. I may try that today, but we'll see. But I love carrots. Everybody in my house does not. So there's some things I use. Sometimes I use carrots, sometimes I don't. But we're going to use some carrots today. Here we go. And I'm going to do a peanut sriracha sauce. I usually just do like a sweet peanut sauce with it, but this is going to be sweet and spicy sauce with it. And some cucumber. I'm going to cut that one more time because I just don't like, I like to have a blend of flavors, so the thinner, the better for me. I would rather just have my food sliced really thin. I don't know. It's maybe just me. I wonder if it's just me. I know, Chris, yeah. You should try to make it. I find that eating tofu at home, I can get it how I want. Because, again, I don't like it thick berry. So I can, you know, when I make it, I can thin it out. But I'll eat it out at restaurants too. But it just depends. Once I will ask, can they cut it a little thinner? I do ask that just because I know I don't like to eat it. Now there is a recipe that allows you to put mango inside of it for the actual wrap. I may go ahead and try it. Let me see. Let's try it. This mango looks good. Perfect. Because I wasn't sure if it was ripe because I bought a bunch of them and I wasn't sure if it was ripe. So this one is nice and ripe. Perfect. So we're going to stick some mango in there as well. Oh, this is Jeff. I better not because I'll eat this thing before I even put it inside the wrap. So that's going to be new for me, is putting it inside of the wrap. I've never done that. So here is our rice paper. We've got a few sheets here. I already have some at home. So let me get this paper towel, because that's what they say is put the wet paper towel underneath, and that kind of helps, but I have never done it like that. So this will be a first try for me. I'm going to give it a shot. It doesn't hurt to try stuff. It does not hurt to try. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. I cannot wait for that crispy sauce to do the, yes, I'm going to use a pot for this, because I have tried to do it the other way. So I have water in here. So I've tried to do it the other way, and that does not work. So hopefully you guys can see. You probably can't see this probably right away. A little better so. Let's see. Can probably angle this down just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I put a wet paper towel down. I got my mango, cucumber, and I had some peppers. I may do some peppers as well. Yeah. Do a couple peppers as well. Never hurts to have these sweet peppers in there. You can put anything in these spring rolls. Whatever you like. Fruits. I've seen people put berries in them. This is my first time using fruit inside of them personally. But this pepper smells really good. I went to the store the other day. I haven't bought peppers in so long. I went to the store the other day and needed some peppers because mine just are not there yet. So you take this little rice paper, dip it in the water, and get it nice and wet where it's more pliable. So I'm going to leave it in just a little bit more because it needs to be a lot softer than this. It's been a while since I used the rice paper rolls, but coming back to me. Get this nice and there we go. Perfect. It's getting more pliable. There we go. I had the most trouble rolling these the last time I made it. I am not good at rolling like burrito rolls. Okay, there we go. I don't want it too pliable, too soft. Okay, so I just sit it out flat like that. I'm going to put some spinach on here, just like that. Put some carrots down, cucumbers, anything you want. I'm gonna drop some peppers on here, and I'm gonna grab these noodles, which I should have done earlier. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Didn't block anybody. So I'm just gonna grab these warm little noodles here and just put a few down. Just like that. Now let's see how I do on this roll. Fold over. And you can be as messy as you want because these are yours. But I try to fold the sides in. Next time, the next one, I'm going to put the noodles on the bottom. And make sure I don't have a stem coming out. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but at least I didn't get it all tangled up. There we go. Now, of course, this could be tighter. Yes, it could be tighter, but we'll get there. Remember, just have fun with them. Gonna put that there. Should have brought some mint from off of my garden. Let's try another one. Each one you'll get a little better. And, you know, it all goes down the same way. Have fun with your cooking. That's what I say. Just have fun with it. I learn every time I do something, especially if it's not a meal that I'm used to or that I grew up eating. But this is a lot of fun making these. Hello. Hey, Evelyn. How are ya? I am making, hey, Ruth. I am making spring rolls with rice paper. So I don't know if you guys have ever made, who's made rolls with rice paper? I know Evelyn is like the chef extraordinaire, so I'm sure she's made it, and she lives in a very multicultural area, so I know she, and what language do you speak to, Evelyn? Is it Burmese? can't remember what language you speak. In addition to English, you were learning another language. I wish I was doing that, but hey, it's never too late. I said I was gonna brush up on my Spanish and my Japanese because I was doing so well on my Japanese. And get some more noodles here. Remember, I said I'm gonna do the noodles instead of on the top. Should I try this mango now? Yeah, let me try to do the mango this time. Okay. Y'all, I might eat it before I put it on there. I guess that's not coming off as good. Ooh, this looks like a good mango. Evelyn, do y'all have any mangoes down in Fort Lauderdale right now? Are the trees falling with mangoes? Has that hurricane hit down there yet? Okay, so I got the mangoes down. Now I'm going to do some cucumber. This is fun. This is so much fun with food. I think you should have fun with your food. Now I'll probably put some peppers along with it. These red little peppers. Okay. Here comes that wrap again. I get so excited with this wrap because I'm no good at it. But it's a lot of fun because I get to try each time to do it better. Oop, a pepper did not want to stay in. So, there we go. And that mango and the noodle is slippery. So I'm going to do like the video said. I did watch a video ahead of this, y'all, but that video never helps me. Because my paper wants to roll back in. There we go. And I never do it tight enough. There we go. Okay, come on. Get tight. Tight, tight, tight. But you know what? When it goes in, it all goes the same. I'm going to get this. I am going to get this. Okay, so got the mango. I had to work on my tightness, definitely. Got to work on my tightness. I'm going to try one more. One more, and then I'm going to work on the sauce. So, yes, 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 we do. And I have some in my freezer. So you never tried the rice paper. Oh, my goodness. You got to try it. And I want to hear what Larry thinks. I know he'll love them. I'm going to do this peanut sauce next. Oh, this is pretty cool. I forgot how much fun I have with the rice paper. I think maybe what I was doing was, I'm going to try the noodles first this time. Maybe that's my problem. I blame it on that. Even though every time I do this, I have a problem rolling. It doesn't, even if it's the rice, not the rice paper, I cannot roll. I'm no good at rolling, what is it? Burritos, none of it. That's why I just go to Chipotle and eat what they have because I am not good at rolling this stuff. So, and I watch every video. Okay, there's one roll. This time I didn't let the rice paper sit in too long. But my thing is, it's not tight enough. This one is better. This one is much tighter. I think I was letting it sit in the water too long. That was much better, y'all. Much better. The second one was horrible. It was really bad. Second one was not good at all. So I'm going to stop there and do those later. Put this back over here on the stove. Take this water and put this back over here because I will finish up the other ones. And we are going to move on. Keep my paper towel. Don't want to waste paper towels. I can use that later. And I'm going to, y'all, I told y'all when it comes to mangoes, I'm going to behave and not eat all this on camera. But when it comes to mangoes, oh my goodness, I have no control. I grew up with mango trees all around me, and they were amazing. So here we go. I'm going to choose to use this soy sauce. It is tamari, gluten-free. Got maple syrup, sriracha, and peanuts. So we're going to leave these little ingredients here. So let's just move these to the side. And I just kind of put them into a bowl. So it's going to, and the lime. What did I do that? Did I throw? Okay. I'm like, did I throw that lemon away? But it wants a lime. I do have a lime. I'm going to be obedient and follow the instructions because sometimes when I do my guacamole and only use a lemon instead of a lime, there is a different taste. So I am going to do what it asked me to do. Now, I don't always see a difference, but this is pretty cool. This is going to be good. Let's see. Very nice. You have some in your freezer. My brother was enjoying his mangoes too. I was like, oh, I wish I had some mangoes. So I'm going to put it inside of here. And let me get my little spatula again. Wash that off. Told you I keep some water available to wash dishes as I go along. You never know when you might need stuff. I've already cut my lemon up. So it's going to call for a 4th cup of natural peanut butter. Have my peanut butter there. It's going to call for 2 teaspoons of sriracha, 1 tablespoon of lime juice, and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, and then 2 tablespoons of the soy sauce. Okay, where are my tablespoons? See, I went to wash everything and put it over here, so that's why I couldn't find the tablespoon. There we go. Okay. I have been meaning to cook this for the longest and taking forever to do it. So let's start. I'll do the peanut butter last, but I'm going to do the tablespoon, there we go, of soy sauce. If I don't have enough in here, I have more soy sauce as well. I have different kinds. There we go. So just, that's 1. I don't know why I'm not wearing an apron. I need a fancy apron like Evelyn. Evelyn has a nice apron. She got Charlene a really nice apron. I keep telling myself I have an apron, but I want to get it embroidered and put stuff on it. So I just haven't done that. The 2 teaspoons of sriracha. I just did sriracha in something. I don't remember what I did. What I did it in. I can't remember what I made, but threw a little sriracha in there. It was good. There's my teaspoon. There we go. Make sure the thing's back. There we go. Perfect. Have a little bit of sriracha. If you don't have sriracha, use hot sauce. I mean, it may not be as hot, but it's better than not having anything at all. But use what you got. I got different kind of hot sauces in there. We used to not have any hot sauce in our house. We just aren't big hot sauce people, so that's why. But as I started cooking different things over the years, I have seen the needs and have people over your house and they want some hot sauce, and when they find out you don't have any hot sauce, they want to talk about you, but that's okay. So 1 tablespoon of the maple syrup. I do keep maple syrup in the house. That's what we use on our waffles and pancakes. So it can be costly, but I find that you don't use as much of the maple syrup versus the other syrup. That's just my opinion. That is my personal opinion. And then 1 tablespoon of the lime juice. So I am going to squirt this back in there. And you can eyeball it, whatever works for you. It depends on your lime. I'm going to, it looks like I'm right at about almost a tablespoon there, so I'm not going to use the other half. And that's it right there. And I think it called for a 4th cup of peanut butter. Where's my 4th cup? Put this back in here. So if I can't find that, we're going to eyeball that 4th cup. There we go. And I'm just going to use I don't know where my 4th cup is. I usually keep, because they're, there we go. I'm just going to eyeball it. It won't hurt. So I'll just go ahead and mix this up. I want to be careful not to get this on my dress here. I made this dress, and I don't like to sew. But let me tell you a quick story how I made this dress. I saw the pattern, and I was in this mood for like retro stuff. And we bought this house, and the house came with all this just older stuff, different stuff. And I was like, you know what? It has a sewing machine with it. Pretty cool. So I'm just tasting it to see what other stuff I'll need as I'm swirling it around. but it's coming together, as you can see. So it had an antique little older sewing machine, and it worked. The sewing machine worked just fine. And I said, you know what? I have all these patterns here. And my sister loves to sew, but she refused to sew anything else for me when she found out that the house came with a sewing machine. She's like, you can now sew your own stuff. I was like, man, she had been sewing my stuff all this time, and now I have a sewing machine, and she's making me sew my own stuff. So I like sewing. I just don't like cutting out the patterns. Does that make sense? I do like sewing, but I don't like cutting out the patterns. Okay, send me some mangoes. Oh, so you said yes, it's very true. Hot sauce. Okay, so yeah, so you'll talk about me too. Plenty of people did. Like my husband's like, maybe we should get hot sauce. I'm like, well, we don't really use it. Okay, so this is done. See how quick that was to mix that up? That was so quick. Ooh, that's perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. The right heat, the right sweet. So now, stuff is marinating. We've got this. I'm going to try. Uh-oh. Put them too close. There we go. So now it is time to taste it and see. I better, my other thing I'm streaming. Okay, so we're going to taste it and see. We've got our dip here. Dip it in. Woo. A little fire. But the peanut butter kind of mellows that out. And I'm going to tell you, those noodles probably cost me, and you see how many I used. I didn't use that many. The noodles probably cost a couple dollars for the whole pack. The rice paper, I usually buy one or two and keep them in the house. I don't use them that often. And they're a couple dollars. The sriracha peanut butter maple syrup, I think I just went and bought a lime because I knew I had a recipe that called for a lime, but I used to keep lemons in the house. Spinach, I grow it, but I've been juicing all of my spinach, so all of it was frozen. So I did go and buy some fresh spinach because I'm not growing it right now. I just grew it over the spring, and I put it all inside of a bag and froze it. I use it in my smoothies. So that actually, and the cucumber. And I still have a cucumber and a half left plus these. So, Oh, and the pepper. This is a lot of crunch, but I'll say, why do I like the rice paper rolls? Personally, for me, I love the fried rolls too, the vegetable rolls, but we have to cut back a little bit on how often we eat fried food. So if we fry everything, I would tell you these have like a refreshing, and you can put mint inside of here. That's what I was telling you. I wish I would have went and got the mint. So I'm going to do that on the next ones I do later. I'm going to actually record myself putting mint inside along with all these amazing vegetables. Grab some herbs. So I just have mint growing. That's the only herb that I have growing right now. So I'm going to put that inside of there. That's going to give it a nice kick. Oh my goodness. It's so much you can do with these. I appreciate you guys watching and commenting. You will put the recipe for the peanut. Yes, I will. Peanut butter. So I sure will. It was really simple. It was peanut butter, but I'll put the recipe in a peanut butter, soy sauce, sriracha, lime sauce, and maple syrup. I will put it in here once the video uploads. And thank you guys for watching me. I'll be back probably going live to show you how to make that vegan crispy tofu with lemon dill cream sauce. I've got it marinating inside of the refrigerator. So it's got about, I'm going to let it marinate for like 2 hours. I want that flavor to really be in there. And we're going to make a nice dish later on. I'll probably do it tonight. I'm going to try to see. But if not tonight, it will be done this week. And I'm going to do it live. Have a good one. I'm going to finish eating this delicious spring roll.